Hello, this is Dr. Amy Breeze Harper of the Sistah Vegan Project, and today, January 23rd, 2015, I'm happy to report that we broke our $8,000 mark toward our $25,000 campaign fundraising goal. So thank you so much. I mean, the amount of support I received over the last 5 or 6 weeks since I first reported that I may have to shut the project down because I just don't have the financial support I need, astounding. Thank you so much. Really, I'm so appreciative of all the people who have come forward and donated whatever they can to make this possible. So this is really helpful for us on many levels. With the conference planning, it's going really well. It's going very strong. And it's going to help us pay for the speakers, because when people give speeches, it's not like it's just 20 minutes of their time or an hour of their time. You have to sit down, you have to research, you have to write. If you have kids, you need someone to take care of them. You need to pay someone to take care of them so you can research and write. I mean, it's a lot, right? And in general, it's knowledge that you're producing and then giving to an audience. And it's a service, and you should be paid for it. And I'm really hoping, between the donations and mostly sponsors, that we can pay these speakers what they should be paid. It'll be a humble honorarium, but nonetheless, they should be paid. So thank you very much. Pattrice Jones, who's one of the newest people who will be speaking. She is the co-founder of Vine Sanctuary, and they're in Vermont, and they're awesome. She's awesome. She is an animal compassion person, and she does amazing work. She wrote a book called Aftershock, and I read it, I think 6 years ago when it first came out, and I had contacted her telling her how amazing that book was. And then she wrote me saying, wow, I just, signed up to be notified when the Sistah Vegan Anthology is released. And I wrote her, I said, well, technically, I don't actually have a publisher yet, but I'm hoping to find someone. And then she said, hey, send it to me. And I'll try to forward it to someone at Lantern Books. And she's the reason, a really big reason why Sistah Vegan Anthology happened. And she is an amazing example of solidarity and allyship. And she wrote the afterword to Sistah Vegan, but she takes a critical race, critical queer, critical feminist, critical whiteness lens, all of that, into her vegan praxis, and she's brilliant with it. So I'm so excited that she's actually going to be giving a talk. We're either going to do a talk or a dialogue, or maybe both for the conference, because she's awesome. And she also wrote the piece about what's wrong with Thug Kitchen as well, and it was really brilliant. It was very brilliantly done, and we really appreciated that support, that solidarity against, the implications of Thug Kitchen in terms of, what does it mean to be called a thug, and how is that not racialized in this culture? We know it's racialized, whether people want to agree with it or not. It's a racialized term. It's become that way probably over the last decade, I'd say, really racialized term, especially with the demonization of young black men whenever they're shot, whether, just walking around and coming back holding Skittles and a beverage. They're a thug, and, there's that scary racialized boogeyman, that black boogeyman that trails behind the word thug, and Pattrice is all over it, and she knows it, and she's talking about it. So she's definitely somebody that symbolizes what solidarity looks like, and really understands what vegan praxis of Black Lives Matter looks like. So I'm really excited about that. And then the other update I want to give to people is that my book is going very well, slowly but surely. And for those of you who are not familiar with it, it's called G's Up, Hose Down. And it's not to be mistaken for Snoop Dogg's G's Up, Hose Down from 20 years ago, but it's a play off of that from a young man named DJ Cavum out in Denver, Colorado, and he's an eco gardener. He's a vegan. He's awesome. He's a decolonial thinker, and for him, G's are organic growers, and a hose are gardening tools, like a gardening hoe. G's Up, Hose Down. So my book starts off with that title using his song, and I keep on shifting around the subtitle, but it's veganism, ethical consumption, and hip hop, the remix. And I'm looking at 5 or 6, maybe 7 key black male vegans who are using methods or methodologies of hip hop to do their vegan praxis, but they're also conscious about racial power dynamics, and they're conscious about what it means to live in a white settler society as a Black racialized subject. So what does that look like when you're looking at their vegan praxis and beyond? So I'm so excited about that. And as I mentioned before, I hope to be looking at people like Brian Terry, who's not necessarily a hip-hop activist, but he's been deeply influenced by hip-hop culture. And one of the things that he talks about is how KRS-One's song Beef really shifted how he understood Black people's health, environmental racism, food deserts, all of that. And he's a vegan chef now, and he's doing amazing work out in Oakland, but also travels a lot as well. And I'll also be looking at Stickman of Dead Prez, and he's doing this whole healthy as a new gangsta, and I like what he has to offer in his album The Workout, which came out I believe in 2012. And it's, when you look at his video, Back on My Regimen, it's he and maybe 5 or 6 other Black men who are in an old school gym working out. And if you listen to the whole album, those lyrics, it's all about eating healthy and doing yoga and getting back to the basics, but doing it using a vegan diet. And I think that's amazing. So I'm just really excited about it. And my other update is that I'll be presenting in, in May. Can't remember quite when the dates are, but May at University of Oregon, I will be giving a talk and a workshop. It's called, well, tentatively, it's the scars of healing and suffering, and I'm doing a intersectional analysis of being a Black feminist, vegan, and how I write about racism and whiteness through food writing. So I'll be giving a talk about that, but I'll also be giving a workshop. And I believe that's May 7th and 8th. Sorry if it's the wrong dates. I'm not looking at my calendar, but I will update that information on my website soon. And lastly, I have the flu. I got over it pretty quickly, the worst of it. But I used catnip at night. You just keep on drinking it, and it's really good for the cough and making sure you're not completely clogged and you can't breathe. So that was good. Kids had it too. I was worried about them not being able to sleep at night, but then I'm like, hey, let's just use valerian. So make sure you dose it for their weight because they're very young. Can't give them an adult dose, but I tried that. Of course, talk to your healthcare provider before you do anything that you've never done before. And they slept really well. But the catnip was really good for me. So I recommend catnip, and then during the day to help energize and convalesce more quickly and efficiently, Siberian ginseng and ginger tea. So always consult with your practitioner before you try anything new. But I want to start, as part of the Sistah Vegan project and with the help of your donations, I want to start making videos, maybe 3 to 5 minutes long, that talk more about, this is what you do, this is what you can do to physically or mentally heal. This is the food that you can eat, these are the herbs that you can do, and this is what I do. So I just want to have a channel that's really dedicated to that, and I'm looking forward to doing that hopefully in the spring or the summer. These quick videos, and half of those videos will really be dedicated to babies and young children, because I learned a lot with babies and young children, the secrets to doing things that don't necessarily work with young people but work with adults. Like, how can I get my child to eat this? How can I get my kid who's sick to drink lemon balm tea? Oh, why don't I make lemon balm lollipops, something like, not lollipops, lemon balm popsicles. So thank you for your time, and I look forward to updating you on more positive news in the next week. So take care, and hopefully the flu will not get you.